Hey, and welcome back to the channel, and guess what? The flagship killer is back. This is the OnePlus 13, and this is the OnePlus 13R. Now, we're going to be focusing on the OnePlus 13 here in this video, but if you do want a full video on the more affordable 13R, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, the flagship killer is back yet again, and I think OnePlus really nailed the hardware and cameras here, so let me tell you why. Now, the OnePlus 13 that I'm reviewing here has 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, which is the top tier spec for the OnePlus 13, but it's also available with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. Now, the processor inside is, of course, the newest Snapdragon 8 Elite, so this thing is a champ when it comes to performance and battery efficiency. It's going to go against, the top dogs right from the gate, and yeah, this chip is awesome. Now, in terms of battery, it's packing a massive 6,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's a really good upgrade over last year's flagship. And of course, you can fast charge this up to 100 watts, and I have this little thing right here which can wirelessly charge and cool the OnePlus 13 up to 50 watts, which is awesome. Now, in terms of its design, it's not a huge design overhaul, I would say. I think it's similar enough to the OnePlus 12, but this one that I've been using is their new Midnight Ocean colorway, which has this nice microfiber vegan leather back to it, which feels soft to the touch, but I think it'll get better over time. The OnePlus 13 is also probably the most durable smartphone that I've used recently. Like, it's been in a mini dishwasher, in a washing machine, and it still works since it's now IP68 and IP69 rated, but also features ceramic guard, which basically means it's better for drop protection and it's more scratch resistant. Now, if you're not a fan of the color choices this year and don't want to rock the case out of the box, then look into channel sponsor Dbrand and get some dope skins from them. Now, I'm a huge fan of their new glow-in-the-dark skin, which looks awesome because it starts off at like this off-white color, but then when, it gets in a flight or you shine some UV light on it, and then you look at your phone in the dark and bam, it glows in the dark. Pretty cool, right? Now, they're available on a bunch of different devices as well, not just the OnePlus 13. I have the same skin on my iPad mini, but also have the dark circuit skin for my MacBook Pro. So if you want one for yourself, make sure to go to dbrand.com/HeyMarkL or click the first link down below. And again, huge shout out to Dbrand for sponsoring a portion of this video. Okay, now in terms of its display, it has a 6.8-inch QHD Plus display that features 120Hz Pro XDR display, and basically it's a 1600 nits display that can reach 4500 nits peak brightness, which is just absolutely nuts and something we don't really need. But hey, it's here. Besides that though, I think the display itself looks really good and it's rather color accurate. It's not too saturated, but also not washed out. I think it's just right. And it's really durable too, enough to withstand being in a dishwasher since, this is the first phone, like I said earlier, to have IP68 and IP69 rating. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on its battery and its performance just because I know that this isn't the first Snapdragon 8 Elite smartphone that we've seen, but I will say battery life after about a month of using this phone is really impressive. I think the bigger battery with the new SoC from Qualcomm really helps make this phone become a 2-day smartphone. Now, obviously, this depends on how much you use your phone, but if you don't game on it, every hour, or you're not always taking photos or videos, then this will for sure last a day and a half, 2 days easy. And then when it comes to performance, I think the Snapdragon 8 Elite performed right in line with the ROG phone that I have right here, which has the same chipset, but I wouldn't say that it can go toe-to-toe in terms of longevity and what will last longer and which phone will stay cooler, but it's definitely one of the best non-gaming phones that I've used if I really wanted to play on an Android device. I also think that pairing the 8 Elite with OnePlus's OxygenOS 15 is easily the best experience that I've had on Android recently. It's super fast, it's super fluid, and everything feels like a true flagship through and through. Now, this OnePlus 13 and the Find X8 Pro I think has to have the best OS experience that I've had recently, and I think you guys should try it out for yourselves. I think OnePlus did a really great job optimizing its software for this flagship hardware on the OnePlus 13. Now, just to give you guys some numbers with Geekbench here and how it fares compared to other flagship phones that I have in the studio, you can really see how powerful this Snapdragon 8 Elite really is compared to other chipsets. Now, before we talk about the cameras really quickly, one thing that I wanted to highlight here on the software front is this new way to send photos and videos to an iPhone. Now, this is something that I covered in my Find X8 Pro video, but basically, if you have friends and family that downloaded the OnePlus Connect app on their phone and you want to transfer photos and videos to and from your OnePlus 13, you can easily do that via the share sheet or tap the iPhone and OnePlus 13 together, and then you can connect your devices really easily and transfer photos and videos instantly. It's kind of crazy how well it works. Definitely try this when you guys get your phone. Okay, so cameras, in my opinion, is what really makes every single smartphone that comes out different nowadays. It used to be the display or the processor or software, but I think we've hit that plateau on those where every single device is just as good display-wise and just as fast performance-wise. And the real differences that you'll see between all these smartphones are two things. It's the software and its cameras. So the OnePlus 13 packs a triple camera setup on the back, a 50 megapixel main wide camera, which is the Sony Lydia 808 sensor. It's not quite 1 inch, but has the capabilities of mimicking a 1 inch sensor. And then there's another 50 megapixel sensor for the ultra wide camera, and a new 50 megapixel 3x zoom camera, which is using Sony's Lydia 600 sensor. Now, if you're a fan of using the main wide camera, the Lydia 808 sensor, in my opinion, takes incredible looking photos. Out of the camera, shots are crisp, not too over-processed like in years past, but it does have that contrasty look to it and has good color accuracy. I also like that there's a good subject to background separation without the need to use portrait mode. In master mode, you kind of get a slightly different photo using master mode here. From what I've noticed, it likes to balance out the shadows a bit to give the image a good balance between contrasty images and not so contrasty images. It kind of likes to soften the highlights by not overexposing certain parts of the image, and it looks like there's less post-processing happening here in the background. The images are a little bit softer, which you may or may not like, but for me, I really like how master mode processes these photos better. And then the ultra wide, I think, is the best OnePlus has ever put in their phones to date, but that could also be the new ISP in the Qualcomm chip. And the 3x zoom lens, in my opinion, is just okay. I think I've gotten spoiled with Vivo's cameras, which features a far better zoom camera, so my opinion on the zoom camera might sound a little bit harsh, but I'm honestly not wowed by it by any means. It's good, but it's also not the best I've seen. Now, in terms of video, the OnePlus 13 can film in 4K 60 using all lenses in HDR and up to 8K 30 using the main wide camera. The OnePlus 13 can shoot good videos, but there's something about its processing that I just don't love. It's a little bit too sharp for my liking, but overall though, it's fine for most things like sharing videos on social, and it's definitely a bit better than what OnePlus had in years past. But yeah, that's the OnePlus 13 in a nutshell after about a month and a half of using the phone. It's a pretty awesome phone for $900, but if you take advantage of their ongoing sales, I think you can get a couple of $100s off. And if you trade in a device, then take a few more $100s off. And with that, I think it's really worth the doll hairs. I think it's the best hardware that OnePlus has put out in the last few years, and the software and the hardware optimization is top notch. And the fact that this comes with that 100-watt charging brick inside the box is also very nice. Honestly, there's really nothing else to say other than if you're looking for a flagship phone, one that can easily compete with the upcoming S25 Ultra, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, even Oppo's Find X8 Pro, and you don't want to break the bank, this is an awesome pickup. Just make sure that you guys take advantage of the pre-sale offers and the trade-ins so that you guys can maximize your savings. Anyways, that's been it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.